Greetings everyone. So in between storms lately, I've been getting some work done, but we really haven't been filming it because it was kind of a push to get as much as we could get done in between the storms. So one of the things that Kerri helped me with was this side of the garage right over here. She helped me get the rest of the plywood in, and we hung it over into the section that has to be stick framed there. So we still had the stagger. That's why you kind of see those panels staggered up there. And then one day I worked on this side, getting all the outriggers in, going up the gable end over here. And then 2 days ago, I was able to sheet this side. And of course I ended up taping all the joints on the zip system. I think you saw that in the last video. So today I want to get up on the top of this side of the garage. I need to put down 3 2x4 stringers across the top of those trusses so I can put the piggyback trusses on that will finish the ridge on that side of the garage. So that's the goal for today, is to, if I can get all of those stringers on there, then I can set, I have 2 headers that need to sit across the opening for where we're going to frame in the gable. One is at the ridge and one is partway down this side in the front, where the ceiling will protrude out straight towards the front of the house, and there'll be another gable end sticking up. So if I could get all of those trusses set on the top and those beams in, that'd be great, because then the next step would be laying out the 2x12 rafters that go down the back side, and then I can finish sheeting the back side. I didn't want to do the back side of the trusses over here because I was afraid the plywood wouldn't line up when it finally gets across the middle. So this side wasn't as critical because it's going to have the dormer, so you won't see if the plywood doesn't match up on each side of the dormer. You know, if it's off a little bit, no one will ever know. So anyway, that's the goal for today, so let's get going. I measured across the top of the trusses, and it's 142 inches and 1/4. So I'm going to cut 3 2x4s to string across there. All right, we got the 2x4s cut. Let's go up and get those set. So one of the things I forgot was I have to go over there and measure it. I can't remember what the distance is from the tip where the truss ends to where that first 2x4 needs to be. I can't remember what that measurement is. Obviously I'll put the other 2x4 right down the middle. So let me go over there and measure it. I think it's somewhere around 14 inches in. We set those. Actually, that looks like 16 and a half. just gonna put one nail in that for now so I can go down to that other end and square it up. Got this end nailed in now. So what I want to do now is measure what my distance is down here where the plywood ends and transfer that up here. They all should be, if they're the 24-inch on center trusses, they would be 22.5 in the middle. So I think these first two are, maybe the first three are, and then I have a narrow one because we have a skylight in between that one there, and that truss is only 21 inches in between. So let me get those marked off and nailed in. Okay, I'm gonna do the same with the next two boards, and I'll come back when we're done. I've got the 3 2x4s all nailed in and the correct spacing on the trusses. So now I just got to go down and start picking up the piggyback trusses. So the first one is screwed together. It's 3 wide, and that is going to go over here. So I'll go down and grab that one, and we'll set that one first. So while I was down picking up that triple piggyback truss, I got my harness and my safety line on, so in case I have to actually get out of the basket now. But this has been in the snow and the rain now for a couple weeks, and that dude was heavy. So I'm hoping I can pull up real close to the trusses on that far end and just kind of tilt it right up on there. So because trying to hang over the basket and set that down on top of those other trusses would be very difficult. So let's see what happens. So I was able to pull right up to it, so I'm just gonna tip this up and set it on top of the girder truss there. Well, that went remarkably smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of them, and I'll bring you back once I start putting the blocks along the top of the ridge. Got all the piggyback trusses nailed down. So now I'm gonna come down here and get the measurement in between these trusses, in between each one of them, so I can cut 4x4 blocks up on the ridge. And you're probably going to ask, why am I using 4x4? Well, I had a ton of material left over that I needed to use up. They were short lengths, and so I figured, you know, rather than running a 2x6 down the middle, I have all this 4x4 that would just turn into firewood. And so rather than making it firewood, I figured I'd run along the ridge, and it really makes the nailing nice and strong at the ridge because it's a 4x4 and just not a 2x6 on end. That is really all that's normally required.